Yadav Kef, your host for the day. And of course, as always, we begin with a big thank you to each and every one of you for taking our time today. Thank you so much for joining us. Also, on behalf of the Infinix team, I'd like to say a big thank you for your constant support and encouragement that you've given us through our journey in India. So again, another thank you. He is CEO Infinix India. He'll be telling us about, of course, Transyor Global plus the Infinix India journey, and of course about the superstar joining us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to each one of you, all our friends from media, tech fraternity, people who are watching us on the webcast, and a shout out to our fans also who have come for the first time in this event. Thank you so much. I think it's a very exciting time for us in Infinix because last 1 year we have seen a lot of love and support coming from each one of you. And whatever we have launched so far has seen immense success. So from our side, what we are doing as a basic commitment is we try and innovate each time and try and bring to you something which will add much more value, which will increase the overall experience which you feel with your device. As Pooja was mentioning, yes, a lot of stars, and we are claiming this time it's a superstar. And why it is so, I think you will see in the slides as we go about unveiling the whole thing. Let me start with the initial slide. I think all of you know we are a part of the Transient Group, which is a global organization, and obviously we believe in the core value of Together We Can. So I think Together We Can is not only about we do it together, we take a lot of inputs, we try and innovate, we see whatever we can incorporate. Not much time on Transient, but yes, some few things which will help you understand it better. I think Transient, we are present in close to 50 countries. I think the interesting part is we are 2 years old in this country, but the kind of response which we have seen has taken us to the second part, which is we have become the top 5 brands in India. I think that's a huge achievement by any levels, because obviously it is not to do with one brand, but yes, due to our multi-brand strategy, we have reached a point wherein we are being recognized in the top 5 now. And obviously it is led by Infinix, Techno and ITIL. So this is as per the data point which is released by Counterpoint. So we are extremely happy and excited to see and make sure our journey becomes much more exciting from here on. Some data points for you to understand when we say it's a global organization. We are talking about a size wherein last year we did close to 130 million devices. That's what we shipped. So far in our journey, we have done close to 30 million devices. And in terms of turnover, we are close to 20 billion yuan. This is all about the Transient part. I think what we are essentially talking about today is Infinix. So from here on, let me tell you about Infinix, what we have done globally. I'll not talk too much about the global part, but at least to give you a perspective, Infinix essentially is the baby of Transient Group. But last 4 to 5 years, we have grown. Right now, our presence is close to 36 countries. And this is essentially focusing on Africa, Latin America, and Asia part. And yes, India is the next focus, and India is, right now we are talking about India first. Our journey so far in India has been pretty exciting. I think we started our operations in 2017. I think I saw most of you that time when we launched the brand. So this year, we announced our first device, which was in February, which was S3. As I said, the focus is how do you redefine the category? How do you bring that unique proposition which helps consumer experience more? So we started our journey with S3, which was a selfie-focused device, which gave you that exceptional selfie experience at a very, very aggressive price point. Obviously, it had all the other things which were required, the full view display, the bigger battery, which is consistent with all the products which we launched in Infinix. Last month was when we announced Hot 6 Pro. This device again came from all the feedback which we had taken. So with the data consumption which is happening right now, we thought it is very important to create a device which helps consumer to see and enjoy their data and the content in a big view screen. So that's how this device was conceived, and we are very happy to tell you the response has been phenomenal. While we are doing all the products and 6 products, whatever we have launched, we have made sure the service is taken care of. I think one of the most important requirements for anyone who comes and who buys us the service, we have 958 service centers operational across 700 plus towns. So we are at every nook and corner, and what we data points which we receive from our partners, our devices are going actually at every nook and corner. Quality, I think that's a hallmark, and I think we take a lot of pride at Infinix. Whatever we make sure it has the right quality. All the products which we have launched so far are 4+ rating, which is around 200,000 odd people who have rated us so far. They have given us this rating, which makes us very, very proud. And we assure from here on, all the devices which we continue to launch, we will make sure the quality is at utmost importance. From here, what do we do? So this slide is important because I'll just explain what we have done so far. If you see at the extreme left-hand side, which is 005, this is essentially a premium series which we launched last year in November actually, which is focusing on giving that premium experience of camera. This came with dual camera specs with optical zoom, which was unheard of in this category. Note 4 last year was all about superior performance. Then we launched Selfie, and we had a category starter which is focusing on the entertainment device, which is Hot 4 Pro, and we launched Hot 6 Pro as the next variant. Today, we are announcing a new series, which is the Smart series. I think that's a choice as we go into smartphones. Smart is a normal name which comes naturally now. So with this, today we announce Smart series, and we'll talk in detail about what we are bringing in Smart series. Before going there, I think the technical aspects of what this device brings, I think it is important for us to understand how this is conceived, how we see industry changing. I think this is the data probably every one of you know, and we've been following. And India actually has become the most a country which tops the list of the data consumed. We were probably sitting at close to 153rd position 2 years back. Today, we are ahead of all the developed countries in terms of data consumption. So that's a huge change which has happened. Obviously, Jio has played a huge part in leading this.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Kamal Pandey. I lead product for Infinix India. A very warm welcome to all media colleagues, partners, and thank you very much for being here on launch of Smart 2. Thanks, Amish, for sharing a detailed information about how technology is changing, what are the consumer current pain points, and revealing about this Smart 2. We are a consumer-centric company. Whenever we think of any new product, we first think consumer and ask very basic questions to ourselves that why we are launching this product and what are the pain points we are going to solve with this product. We always focus on the current and the futuristic trend on the technology and the consumer pain points to ensure that we launch a smartphone which is future ready and consumer can use it for a very long time. Smart 2 is built on 3 strong pillars, which is a display, design, camera, and the performance. Let me talk about each pillar in detail just to make you understand why we are calling this smartphone as a India ka Naya Superstar. About the display. So in 2017 and 18, we have seen a new trend, which from 16:9 aspect ratio, now this trend has moved to 18:9 aspect ratio trend. Now, but the problem, as sad part is that today, most of the smartphones available in this price segment are still running with 16:9 ratio, even including the bestseller smartphone in this price segment. Today, we are proud to announce that our new smartphone, Smart 2, comes with full view display 18:9 with 5.45-inch HD plus resolution. Anish explained in his presentation that content consumption has increased. In that case, we wanted to give a large screen device to our consumer so that they can enhance their watching experience on that. And definitely, when it comes to the display, other than the screen size, you really need a better display capability in order to enhance your overall viewing experience. Smart 2 comes with as high as 500 nits brightness. Means it is about 11% more than what you get in the other smartphone available in the market. So it's a clear category redefining spec what we have in the Smart 2. On top of it, it has an eye care mode. Means what like? We want our consumers to enjoy content in all lighting environment. You can simply, with a tap, you can enable this feature and watch the content even in the dark lighting condition. And it really doesn't hurt to your eyes. Just a comparison for your reference. So this Smart 2 comes with the body of 5-inch screen, but you get 5.45 screen size. And on this left hand side, you can see that Smart 2 comes with 83% screen to body ratio. And if you compare this with the bestseller phone, which is a Redmi 5A in the segment, wherein you only get 70% of the screen size. Talking about the second strong pillar, which is the camera, that's most very important because nowadays everybody's love to take selfies. And why they do take selfies? Because they want to express themselves. Smart 2 comes with 8 megapixel low light selfie camera. It means what? You really don't have to compromise on the lighting conditions around you. You can take the selfies even in the dark light condition. Why do we call this smartphone as a 8 MP low light selfie camera? Because it has a big f2.2 aperture. Most of the smartphones available in the segments are currently with f2.2 aperture, which is a smaller aperture. So role of aperture in a smartphone to capture more of a light which goes back to your sensor. And on top of it, it comes with dual LED flashlight. So with the help of these two features, you can get perfect selfies even in the low lighting condition. And one of the very unique features what we have in the Smart 2 is the customizable LED flash. While flash is very important for a smartphone to take great selfies, but the intensity of the flashlight has to be perfect as per your environment. So we have given this option to our consumer that they can customize intensity of the LED flashlight and choose from high, medium and low so that they get proper balanced light for their selfies. Let's look at a couple of examples. Probably this will try and help more understand how it is going to help our consumer. We have just done a simple comparison with the product Redmi 5A and the Smart 2. In the first scenario, you can see that in the SIM 1, if you have Jio and if you have other SIM card of other operator, Airtel, Idea, Voda, then it will go on to 2G network. But if you are using other operator also of a Volte SIM card, then definitely Smart 2 can support Volte on both the SIM cards. Second scenario, wherein, for example, Airtel, Voda, Idea, if your primary number, if you want to use a Volte on the Redmi 5A, then you can use only one Volte connection. Other SIM card will show you as a network, no network. But with the Smart 2, you can use Volte in both the SIM cards. So Redmi 5A in that case becomes your only a single SIM solution for you. If you really want to use two Volte connection, you really need to go for two smartphones. While with the Smart 2, you can, with one smartphone, you can have two Volte connections. Third scenario, wherein, for example, you have two Volte SIM cards of Reliance Jio. For the Redmi 5A, you can only use one. Other SIM card will not work for you. It will show you no network. But with the Smart 2, yes, you can use that Volte on both the